everyone, welcome to Venture into the Vault, episode 1.5. This month is the 10th anniversary of the modern line of G.I. Joe toys that rekindled my collecting. And over the weekend, I went to JoeCon, the official G.I. Joe convention. It was my second JoeCon, but my 50th convention overall. Now, before we begin, if you haven't watched my first episode of Venture into the Vault all about G.I. Joe, follow the link below and come back. At JoeCon, we had a surprise guest with Ron Rudat, designer of almost every G.I. Joe action figure I had as a child. An appearance so rare, it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And through certain channels, I knew he was going to be there, so I commissioned him to draw me a picture of Toll Booth, driver of the bridge layer. His son Tristan took our photo. And I wish I got a picture with him as well because we've known each other online for a few years, but this was our first chance getting to meet and talk face to face. Speaking of which, Mr. Rudat revealed during the designers panel that he had started at Hasbro in 1971 doing work on the Weebles. And he designed one of the Weebles after his son Tristan. Now, since Mr. Rudat used his own likeness for the character of Leatherneck, I had hoped if I could meet him one day that I could get him to sign Leatherneck's action figure file card for me. So I got one years ago, and I even met the voice actor, Chuck McCann, who did the voice of Leatherneck in the animated series, and I got him to sign the file card. And I've been holding on to it for years. And now this was finally my chance to get Mr. Rudat to sign it as well. And I forgot it at home. But I bought another file card while I was at JoeCon, and I got Mr. Rudat to sign that one. So, there we go. And so to mark this occasion, I'm going to draw Leatherneck right now. Rudat left the G.I. Joe design team just prior to the final wave of figures that I collected as a child, right before the animated movie came out. And he was replaced by artist Mark Pennington. Here's the book of G.I. Joe action figure designs that I got from him. And he even made a sketch for me on the back page. The last character that Mr. Rudat began design work on and had that design completed by Mr. Pennington was Crocmaster. And I got a print of those design sketches signed by both men. I got that Crocmaster print from Dan Klingensmith, who's been putting together these amazing books of all that G.I. Joe concept artwork. Like Crocmaster. And he gave me an extra box so that I could get it signed by designer Greg Berntsen. Mr. Burnson designed my favorite G.I. Joe vehicle, the Bridge Layer. This was the 4th time that I got to see Larry Hama, and I used this opportunity to get him to draw me Toll Booth as well. So what's the deal with all this Toll Booth Bridge Layer stuff, you ask? You must not have seen my crossover episode with Hooded Cobra Commander 788. Well, when this video's over, go to the notes below and click on the link. You'll love it. And guess who I ran into at the convention? The Commander himself, with his whole family, who we've all gotten to see on his very exciting series, HCC 788. And thanks to him asking me to collaborate on that Bridge Layer episode, I got a much wider audience, and a lot of people even recognized me at the convention from it. And I recognized Christopher McLeod from the Full Force podcast. It was such a surreal experience to hear that very recognizable British voice coming out of a real-life human being. I was getting the chance to meet so many people that I've been following online for years. And that brings me to Robert Carson Metaxas from 3djoes.com. I've got all of the posters that he's created framed on my walls. I've got every volume of Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe that he's made. And when he showed me that the latest printing of Volume 2 has new artwork in it, I had to get a new copy of that as well. Well, we had a great conversation. I wish I got a picture with him. Speaking of collecting books, I've been getting every one of these from noted author James Kavanaugh, including Rank and File Volume 3, which had its pre-release debut at the convention. One of the vendors I got a chance to talk to was David Lee from Castaway Toys, who happens to have acquired the license to Action Jackson. You remember Mego's very first 8-inch action figure? Here's my original from 1971, who I got the version that most closely matches the box art. Well, there were 2 other versions, one of which was an African-American version that literally jumped off the shelf while I was there and landed on me. So I had to bring him home, and he's made with this much better designed new body. And I got him a knife as well. Now there was a 3rd version, one with facial hair. And Castaway Toys made this version of him as if he were a toy line compatible with the original 1982 G.I. Joe line. I also picked up this convention-exclusive Bombardier action figure from Joe Declassified, which is a recreation of the unreleased Action Force figure that has a very interesting story that you can read about on the Blood for the Baron website. He'll look great right next to my modern version of him. I met a lot of great people, had awesome conversations, saw so many amazing things, and bought a lot too, including this competitor for G.I. Joe in 1982, Sergeant Rock, this ultra-tiny version of G.I. Joe, and even this microscopic version. Hasbro no longer does anything with the G.I. Joe property. So it's the guys and girls in our community, the people that I got to see at the convention, that are the only reason why G.I. Joe is still alive. And I'm glad that I had a chance to go see them. And I'll see you again real soon in Venture into the Vault, Episode 2.